Eh? How about that? That's right, baby. We got theme music now. Thank you, Creative Commons, huh? It's Radio Soul Motiv by JansMusic. You can find it on ccmixter.org. Guess what we're playing, guys? Marvel Midnight Sun, baby. That's right. Let's get to it. Alright, we'll save this for later. Boom. Alright, okay, guys, let's get to it. So, if you weren't following along last time, guess what? Neither was I. Catch the previous episodes to see what the hell happened before. We had to beat up Fallen Venom, who's taken over the body of a demon. Now he's super strong or something. The bad guy, Lilith, has returned from hell or something. We gotta stop her. And she's the one who's taking control of Fallen Venom. That's the Venom from Spider-Man, of course. And this building you're looking at is the structure that all the Midnight Suns, which is like the group of superpowered mutants in this game, Midnight Suns. So it's like Blade, Magic from X-Force, and Nico something or other. You, the Hunter. Hunter is an original character if you didn't already know that, and then there's Lilith. Is actually is from Marvel, but it's not the same one. It's just a completely new version of her. All right.
Let me see. How did this work again?
Just making sure it's all good. Stream seems to be going. All right, here we go. So if you may have noticed, it's at 60 frames per second now, and hopefully that will make it a little bit smoother on action-wise.
Fascinating.
Do I have to go to bed, apparently? How does what work? Oh, I have to check my super link. Right. So this is like your social network nonsense. Nico Minoru, swooping at the last second to save the day. Leading the way, carnivorous sludge monster to keep NYC safe. Just gonna say it, he's the astounding Spider-Man. He had too many words. Don't let those words of the red blue pajamas fool you. Spider-Man's no joke. Looks like somebody has a friend, more like an enemy of an enemy. Starting to think we could use more of those. That's Blade talking. Carol Danvers. There's an old Avengers tolerate your spooky, strange teammate attitude I was looking for. I know who's going for this month's Team Spirit Award. Blade cares. I have to go train. Okay. Daily Bugle repost spot. Spider-Man and his amazing friends unleash monster upon city. Garish Bleecker Street Manor sealed off by authorities. When will the Spider Menace and his pet ink monster end their trail of destruction through Greenwich Village? Let's not forget about the disgraced surgeon, Stephen Strange. Is he in cahoots with the web-slinging wrongdoer? Did he hope to turn this row house into a no house? And there's, I'm not gonna read the fucking chat. Are you kidding me? Now, here we go. Private messaging. All right. Nico Minoru. Hunter, you there? By the way, this is Nico. There's nothing wrong with the stream, excuse me. In case nobody gave you the rundown of how the spark works, Blade and Cat Marvel just filled us in. Freaky stuff, especially Faustus. And then they are all just left me here alone. You should come hang out. Thank you, Nico, but I'm tired. Is that my only option? Oh, shit. I'm busted. Oh, weird.
Good. You answered. Getting hard to keep finding ways to say open door around here. And despite what Robbie says, I don't think the staff of one speaks High Elven.
Huh?
Blood magic stuff. Cool room. Spacious. Aw, is that bed for Charlie?
Yes.
So, if you're planning on giving me some sort of brooding code of the stoic warrior speech, I'm immune. Just ask Blade or Magic. From what I just saw out there, whatever crazy ancient living weapons stuff Caretaker put you through back in the day did a real number on you. We got a lot of work to do.
Work?
Yeah, talking to people, making friends, basic human stuff. Or quasi-human. You're a
They call me
Midnight Sun now.
quasi-human.
One of us.
Nico, I was just hydrobombed. I could use some rest.
You and me both. Been bad dreams every night for me lately. I, keep seeing Wanda. She... Never mind.
I have got to pay more
I will
attention.
meet
What
you
is she talking
outside.
about? Did Wanda die?
Yes! I'll go nuke us some popcorn and you pick out a movie. Oh, and it may just be the two of us. The others went outside, needed to cool off. Really need to hang a fan over that forge. Or maybe crack open the casket of ancient wonders a little?
Nuke us some popcorn. I've never heard anyone say nuke us some popcorn. That's like a try-hard, trying to be a kid line right there. Maybe kids say nuke us some popcorn right now, these days. I doubt it. Ah, man, why does this feel so flighty again?
So Dr. Faustus tried to drop a warehouse on you? Ugh, that guy is so lame. Talk about a prototypical follower.
Yeah, hold on a second. I gotta fix my shit, lady. You stop talking for 1 minute. Why does it feel so crazy sensitive all of a sudden?
Something tells me you don't have a favorite movie. Well, we can start you out with one of my favorites.
Oh, this is like a real mechanic? Okay, friendship XP gains. Okay. Oh boy. Is this like the camp in Red Dead Redemption now? Which actually was good. That was well executed, I mean. I'm not sure.
I
People
know this
liked it,
entire
but...
situation's gotta suck for you. Not just the whole resurrected, chosen one thing. I get why facing Lilith won't be easy. I was 15 when I found out my mother was capital E evil.
Everyone keeps calling her mother. I've missed the mother connection. Lilith, I presume, is the mother? I don't know why they're calling her mother.
Was your father there for you when you found out?
Dad was evil too. Long story, lots of drama. There was a cool dinosaur. I'll fill you in later. Look, I'm glad my mother is gone, but yeah, at times I just want to hear her voice again. Some days I'd give anything to make that happen.
Wait, who? I have
We hate her
got to
even
pay
more.
attention. Stop smoking drugs. She's not gone. Why did you say she was gone? She just came back. That's the point of the game.
I did not realize you carried such pain.
I just learned to bury it. You think I can afford a therapist on a superhero salary? I'm kidding. We don't get paid for this. Enough about our crappy parents. You missed out on decades of good movies. It's my solemn duty to fill this knowledge gap with the best examples I can provide. So, the first thing you need to know, the glowing briefcase is a metaphor. I really needed that.
Rare swimsuit. Okay.
So, what did you think of the movie?
I understood more than I should.
How? You've been dead for 3 centuries.
I'm not so sure I was dead. Not exactly. I recall a deep slumber, not the void. I dreamt
Of what?
Oh, like Demolition Man.
of everything. Much of this world is familiar to me. I know it from my dreams.
That's not creepy at all. So, do you know everything?
That's a weird concept.
No, I... Think of it like this. I know what a car is, but I have no idea how to drive.
Yet still weird.
You're up to date, but not omniscient. Then I'm guessing you don't know much about me.
What?
Just what you shared earlier.
You're always free to ask. Like, what's the staff of one? Or who were the runaways?
What are you talking about? What kind of fucking narrative device is that she's just aware of how the world works, but she doesn't know anything about it? What are you fucking talking about? I was on board. Like, I was like, oh, cause she astral projects. I was like, that's an interesting concept. Is that it's like a reverse astral projection. You're already asleep. You're stuck in the dream world or whatever equivalent of an astral world. And in order to participate in the real substantial world, you have to astral project your way back into reality or whatever, right? I was like, oh, that's an interesting concept. That's not what they're doing here, as far as I can tell so far. They're just used that as like a narrative device to be like, no, I know what an Xbox is. Don't worry about it. But what the fuck are you fucking talking about?
I had some questions about your staff.
Sure. But first, the basics. The staff of one interprets words or phrases as spells, but it can only cast a spell once. No repeats.
If each magical effect is unique, do you worry you will run out of words?
Not really. I only use the staff's power when I truly need it. The rest
Boring.
of the time, I rely on more conventional means. Like, magic.
I had some questions about your old team.
The Runaways? Sure thing.
No shit about the Runaways.
Who was on the team?
At first, Chase with his mad science gear, Molly, our pint-sized powerhouse, Carolina, the solar-powered sweetheart. Gert had a telepathic link to Old Lace, a genetically engineered Deinonychus from the 87th century.
Oh yes, a
I handled the
Deinonychus.
blood magic, though I didn't understand it much. And Alex, well, we don't talk about Alex.
Okay, so is that like an ironic Fight Club rule where we do talk about Alex inevitably because this is a fucking video game and you brought him up?
Were you all heroes who banded together?
No, we were normal kids. We saw each other once a year when our parents got together to reminisce. And then we found out two very disturbing things. First, our parents were supervillains who sacrificed children to evil gods. Second, each of us had some sort of powerful birthright. Our parents wanted us to follow in their footsteps.
Maybe I
What
did know
did you
about the
do?
Runaways.
We ran, but eventually we realized only the 6 of us could stop our parents and their dark gods, so we faced them and stopped them from destroying reality as we know it.
That sounds very familiar.
Typical kid stuff.
Where are your friends now?
Caretaker, what are you doing
Molly
back there?
attends Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters. Carolina left Earth to marry alien nobility. Gert, she didn't make it. After Gert passed, Chase and I had a falling out. The last I heard, he and Old Lace are living at his family home in LA. As for Alex, he chose his side, and it wasn't ours. He died with our parents.
Why wasn't this all part of movie night? Caretaker, you're creeping me out back there. Just standing back, obviously listening to us, and obviously trying to look like you're not listening to us. Now, there was a little... You had that, what was that, watch movie night segment, right? That was obviously a little gameplay mechanic to build up your fucking experience and friendship, but blah, 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 blah. Why is all this... That was like, it felt broken and weird. The TV thing was just like this weird mechanical... Sit down with her, she says one thing, and it's over, and you get free experience. And I was like, this is a pretty limp game mechanic. But now you're throwing, literally immediately after that limp mechanic, you're throwing all these extra information and interesting dialogue and stuff that I would have wanted during Watch Movie Night. This would have been stuff to do during Watch Movie Night, and then give me 4 experience, 3 experience, 2, 7, I got 7, based on how many questions I asked or something. Like, that's what this... I know it's easier to say in retrospect, but it feels like that's what this should have
I
been.
had some questions about your staff.
Go for it.
Can you tell me how the staff of one functions?
It's blood magic, so my own blood is required to summon it. You wouldn't believe how many adhesive bandages I go through each year.
What about the words you speak?
They come true. Kind of, and not always the way I expect. It's like making a wish, but you can never make the same wish again.
I should get going.
Good timing.
Oh,
Looks like
she...
Caretaker wants to speak with you, and wow, I should get to bed. Time flies when you're hanging out.
She was literally waiting behind us to speak with us, okay?
Glad to see you're using your free time productively.
Yeah, I'm glad to see you fucking heard everything we were talking about, creepo. Creep taker.
Looks like you're finding your way around. Maybe making some new friends.
I was planning on getting some rest, but
Things are moving at a frantic pace. For all we know, I'll be landing a jet on the roof with Mr. Stark this afternoon.
Does the guy model have a collar
Not
too?
quite like it was in the good old days.
I remember many sleepless nights and blood-soaked days, always on the hunt.
I'll give you that. But there were times back then I wouldn't trade for anything. With both you and...
Agatha? Where is Agatha?
I am sorry. I should have had this talk with you much sooner. But you should know... Agatha... She's no longer with us.
What?
They're not talking
That is
about
impossible.
Harkness, right?
She was so...
Fierce, indomitable, or maybe just kind to a fault.
No. They can't be talking about the bad guy from the Wanda show.
Agatha's power. How could she be... gone?
She put her trust in the wrong person. Agatha died in an accident caused by her protege, Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch. The Midnight Sun's latest recruit, a powerful spellcaster in her own right. Perhaps the most powerful Agatha and I had ever seen.
So a different one.
Wanda's abilities were growing. Too quickly for my liking. Agatha was determined to help her control them. I tried to caution her, but she would not listen. There was an incident. An accident, I'm sure, but...
Agatha was killed.
Yes, incinerated in an instant. Not even ash to remember her by. The others were heartbroken, as was I. But I also saw the danger, the threat, if Wanda's powers were left unchecked. So I did what needed to be done. I sent Wanda away, to the Sanctum Sanctorum, to study under Dr. Strange. I know the others still harbor a great deal of resentment towards me for it.
Yeah, you fucking sent a bomb to knife school. Like, what are you doing? You sent Wanda to go hang out with Doctor Strange because you were worried she'd get too wild and crazy with it? What are you fucking talking about? Doctor Strange is not that guy. He's not gonna fucking... He's the guy who will kill Wanda if necessary. He's not gonna help her be a good person. He's too much of a prick.
Wanda's powers were so out of control they cost a life. Your decision may have saved lives, if not the entire Abbey.
I like to believe that, especially given her current situation. Wanda, Agatha, it seems we have lost them both now. I conjured a small shrine to Agatha's memory on the grounds, hoping to find some solace, a way to move forward. You should pay your respects. Maybe you'll find what I couldn't. Good night, Hunter.
That's so weird. God damn it. Hunter can follow the path of light or dark through the choices they make in the Abbey and the abilities they use in combat. Powerful rewards are unlocked as Hunter moves down either path. Follow Charlie to Agatha's shrine. I'm lagging up a bit here. What's going on? Hey, yo, what's that? Ah, damn, arcane keys, whatever. Come on. Hitching going on here. Uh-oh, that didn't help. Whoopsie. Hey, what's this? Yeah, mushrooms right off the ground, baby. They're just oyster mushrooms. Are those valuable? Those are just fairly mundane mushrooms. Are you kneeling to Agatha Harkness? That's so... I didn't watch the show, but that seems so weird. Right? I mean, I understand they want so much to have their cake and eat it too and just be like, nah, there's a trillion Iron Men. They all did something different, but they're all the same too. But you can't be like, Agatha Harkness is the main villain, bad witch of this TV show, and then make me kneel to her and be like, oh, I missed you so much, Agatha, in this game. That's...
Agatha?
It's such a huge...
You always
It is her.
have the most remarkable eyes, Hunter. Just like your mother's. Maybe that's why you're the first.
The first?
To commune with the spirits, of course.
Is this a trick of some kind? Because I am not amused.
No, it's no trick, dear. You're just the first to see me. By now you've heard I had a bit of trouble with my corporeal body. I actually find it quite liberating.
You are dead.
Always straight to the heart of things. That's my Hunter.
You seem strangely at ease about this whole thing.
After 1,000 years of living, you learn to take things in stride. Even death.
And what have you been doing all this time?
Good
Meet
question.
me by the cave just over there. You know the one.
The Blood Gate? Caretaker always told me to stay away from that place.
I think we can safely lift the veil on a few more of our secrets. What's the worst that can happen?
Okay, so is she gonna pull some shit and then make this all make sense to me? Because right now, just the idea that she's gonna be my friend is such a hard 180 on the, you know, on the idea of who this was in the past. It's so funny to be dressed like that.
Ominous-looking portal
Doing
is
this.
known as a blood gate, and you're the only one among us who can pass through it.
Blood Gate? Caretaker's handiwork?
Yes, Sarah got a little overprotective after the accident with Wanda. It's become something of a habit for her.
I have noticed that.
What lies beyond is meant for you as much as it ever was for her. Assuming you're up to the challenge, that is.
You know I am.
I do. But it's always polite to ask.
Ominous indeed.
The portal awaits.
You can really see the microtransactions in this game, huh? The way they put up a UI for me to, you know, with a recommended level and everything, for me to go into this dungeon or whatever. Obviously, they're intending people to do it together.
What you were expecting, is it? There was a time when the blood stood within these celestial halls to prove their worth. This particular arena belongs to a goddess who often favored Sarah, Ashtor.
Sarah? Caretaker was here?
Nothing ever comes easy, dear. The Elder Gods felt their descendants needed to earn their blessings, which is why they created these trials to begin with.
Trials? I should have known.
This entire realm exists for that purpose. Trial by combat, with no chance of outside interference.
And this is my challenge.
Yes, but I may have found a loophole they never considered. Why don't you try summoning your four-legged friend?
Okay.
Charlie?
The old gods are responsible for a great many creations, including your faithful companion.
I think even they tend to forget that. Good luck, dear.
Old gods tend to be an ignorant sort. Defeat all enemies. Alright.
As the goddess of balance and order, Ashtor was sometimes called the giver of justice. You can expect a fair fight, or at least her idea of one.
Sorry, doggos.
You were too weak for this fight.
Yeah, you bitch-ass doggos. One vulnerable. Who would I... 18 damage is a lot of damage. I feel like I should save that. Discard at random. No, thank you. Doink!
Your mother abandons you.
Jeez, that's mean. Invernal. I don't think I need to use any more stuff quite yet. I don't want to discard. Now, whatever. See what this does.
I am impressed.
Compared to our girl, these hellhounds are nothing but mindless beasts. They certainly won't.
That was an AoE. Howl is an AoE that applies Mark to 2 enemies. Alright, what else are we doing? I don't know what the point. What does Mark even do? Mark reduces a card play when KO'd. Refunds, excuse me. Refunds a card play when KO'd. Okay.
Now that was something. Your time has come.
Hey,
Feel
got
my
lucky.
call. The light is on our side.
Don't worry, puppy. I got you. See? You're safe with me, buddy.
You can imagine why Sarah was so fond of Ashton. If I didn't know better, I would say she was the royal
Boom.
caretaker after the goddess herself. Good girl, Charlie. Oh, and you too, Hunter. You finished this trial, but don't worry. The other gods are waiting.
Okay. What was the point of that? Why couldn't I just talk to Agatha and be done with it? Why did I have to go fight a bunch of dogs? Get the favor of Oshter? Probably get a new ability or something, right? New card or something. Ooh, spiders. Moon Seal Elder Artifact. Okay. What's the point of making me pick that up? Word of Power. Oshtar's gifts allowed magical locks and gates to be opened. Open will allow you to access new areas of the Abbey and its grounds, which are locked by magical means.
I was right to be wary of this place. But it's your birthright, and I think after everything you've been through, you can handle it now. The two of you, as well as your mother, are the last of your kind, the Blood. Your lineage follows an unbroken line to the old gods themselves. And if you call upon them, you might just find they're actually listening. They won't work miracles for you,
Do I
but
want to
their
do that?
blessings can be quite useful in the right circumstance. Why don't you ask the goddess Ashtur for her aid in dealing with that barrier over there?
Words of Power are magical incantations that the hunter can use on the Abbey grounds, and use spacebar.
Noble Ashtur guides my hand.
After all this time, it's still just as beautiful as the first time I laid eyes on it. It's hard to believe Lilith and Caretaker brought this place all the way from Transia. Of course, it was no coincidence that they wound up so close to Salem. This area is particularly attuned to the forces of magic. That's why the Elder God's influence was so prevalent here. And why our sanctuary here has remained all but impregnable over the centuries. And now I'm rambling on like an old sorcerer supreme. Why don't you come see me in the library tomorrow night? Oh, and let's keep this just between the two of us for now. I'm afraid Sarah, Caretaker, isn't ready to see me yet. Good night,
Suspicious.
Hunter.
There we go. Nice onesie now. Good for me. I don't really like that. Stuff's weird. I have to pay for the fucking different eyeliners. Assholes. Hell yeah. Awesome. There we go, baby. Nah, fuck that Robin bullshit. I gotta pay for the color of the frames on the glasses I already paid for. Fucking Marvel, man. Um, damn it. room customization. Give me a break.
You have not set anything on fire today, have you?
Is this thing on? Hunter, please come to the forge at your earliest convenience. Again, that's Hunter to the forge. Thank you. Strange out.
Man, I just wish I could have brought my brother Gabe along. He'd love this place.
Hunter, just in time. His royal weirdness and I were deciding what to do with that nasty little Hydra gift box you found.
Ah, yes. The spooky crate.
The very one. Though it is far from any mere container, I assure you. I am detecting powerful emanations from inside. If this is a sign of what Hydra is after, I fear we are all in grave danger.
My offer still stands. I could fly the thing up and nuke it in orbit. Only way to be sure.
Or we could open it, Tony, and perhaps use the mystical energies I sense inside to our advantage.
Yeah, I heard a "we" in there. Green goopy gamma serums are one thing. I'm not opening boxes full of mummy curses.
You don't have to. Hunter, if you'll allow me.
Your second funeral, boss.
If Hydra is now working to acquire mystical antiquities, then our situation is very dire indeed. We need to find a way to gain the upper hand.
And you think you can do it with whatever is in the container?
Tony has one of the greatest scientific minds that I've ever seen. I, of course, have an unparalleled understanding of the mystic arts. I have no doubt that we can find a way to research whatever we find in there and have it work in our favor. I just wonder what it could be.
Do you think this will be enough to give us an edge?
I hope so. Whatever it is, it's quite powerful. I'm relying on my instincts here, but truly that's all I have to rely on until I can find a way to access the Sanctum's archives again.
That seems a bit risky.
Right now, with the Sanctum out of my reach, I'm fighting with one hand tied behind my back. Metaphorically, that is. If I can find items to research, I can give the Midnight Suns every possible advantage over Lilith and her disciples.
I look forward to seeing what you come up with.
Me too, Hunter. Now, all this talk is going nowhere unless we can get this container open and study what's inside. Approach the anvil, Hunter. We do not have time to spare. Are there any curses I should be aware of?
Studying artifacts unlocks more powerful research projects to the Forge, generates significant resources for use in ability upgrades and crafting.
I'm not expecting you to do this with this one. By the hoary hosts of Hoggoth, I can hardly believe it.
What? Is it worse than you expected?
No, it's totally unexpected. It's the Eternity Dagger. This was in a place of honor in my bedchamber in the Sanctum for years. The Sanctum Sanctorum is no common domicile to be burglared. These barbarians have no idea what they possessed.
Or perhaps they did. Maybe these artifacts are exactly what Faustus and my mother were after to begin with.
A distressing thought. If they had my dagger, then who knows what others of my priceless possessions have passed through their greedy fingers. The cube of nothingness. The tear of Profia, and most worrisome of all.
Your toothbrush? You, had a little coffee thing going on this morning with your breath?
Oh, Tony.
Sorry. Doc's right, Hunter. I drank 3 glasses of holy water just to walk through the Sanctum's front door. Place is like a doomsday vault for all sorts of supernatural nastiness. We need to put a lid on this mess. Pronto.
I believe Carol is already working on it.
At last. Now that this artifact has been returned to its proper owner, we shall see if we can make use of the mystic forces contained within.
Well, I should hope so. Rewards: 24
Fascinating.
essence,
This
heroic essence,
artifact
skill
is
essence, and the
mundane
knife.
in every conceivable way.
Okay. Research projects take 1 day to complete, but grant powerful rewards like room upgrades, combat items, and hero outfits. Supernatural fabrication, war games, Way of the Fang. Complete a mission with Doctor Strange. You have requirements. You have to complete missions with Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, 3 missions with Blade, so 1 more. You get something.
Remind me again why you haven't digitized this
Training
stuff already?
dummies,
This is going
shove,
to take way
yard
longer than
schematics,
this.
spend moves to
There's
knock
something
back
to be said
enemies
of
in
the
combat.
careful study that can only be achieved by examining the
The
physical
reward for
documents
this one is a
themselves.
Foundry Forge
Oh,
schematic.
so it's a Zen thing then.
Increase
You become
ability
one with the old
options
book and it shares
and
its
earn an
secrets.
additional ability
Always
when
quick to
analyzing
mock
gamma
the
foils.
things you don't understand.
Oh no, I'm honestly interested this time. Maybe I can adapt your technique into something normal people can use.
I'm going to take that as a compliment.
Item bench. Forge schematic. Craft powerful single-use combat items. We go with war games.
All right, let's get started, Dr. Spooky.
Turn to the Forge in the morning, he said.
Got more coil for me?
Oh no, dude. There's a lot of stuff you're throwing at me. Just like press all these buttons, and then a treasure box unlocks,
How does
I guess.
this look?
Wild Strike. Gain 1 vulnerable. Heroic. If target has blocked, 32 damage. Draw 3 cards until you have... draw cards until you have 3 in your hand. Draw 3 Marvel cards. Excuse me. Oh shit, was I supposed to pick one specifically? I wasn't paying attention. Damn it. I want that Savage card.
Shh. Tony is working.
No.
Hey, Hunter. Got a sec to spare?
Here you go. Oh, now you're in here.
You've been here more in the past few days than I have since ever. The forge is pretty badass, but the creature trapped inside riles up my own inner demon. Speaking of, there's something you should know about me.
You are bonded with the spirit of vengeance?
Damn, you're good. How could you tell?
You are not the first spirit of vengeance to join the Midnight Suns.
You were
I fought
training
beside
earlier.
another just a few days... 3 centuries ago.
Oh man, sometimes when I have crap to work through, I like to get my blood pumping. Why don't we hit the yard for a sparring session? I know Sparky's excited to meet you.
Sparky?
That's what I call my spirit of vengeance. His real name is something you'd see written on a symbol, but with like 12 apostrophes. Also, he's not allowed inside after the incident with caretaker Sumerian Sofa.
He allows you to call him Sparky?
Well, yeah. He knows it's coming from a good place. He's really impressive, Hunter. I can't wait for the two of you to meet. Okay, let's do this. I'll get Blake to set things up. Won't take a minute.
I will head to the yard. When you and Sparky trade places, what does he look like?
He's the guy with the flaming metal skull and hellfire chains. Kinda hard to miss.
You saw him. Tarot card. The Moon. Moon Knight hides his true identity behind his cloak and shadow. This card represents deception, but also creativity and the unconscious. Okay. Say so. Chest with
What is
vials.
this?
It's a chest with vials. A wooden chest with brass hardware containing glass vials. Okay.
Hunter, ready to get your burn on? I'm talking time's wasting, Hunter.
Every day, the hunter can choose a new partner to spar with, resulting in increased friendship and unique rewards. Wow. Wow, what a wonderful moment we have together, beating the shit out of each other. Alright, let's do it.
Maybe you should be the spirit of vengeance.
What? Sparring's complete already. Rewards 1 training XP, 3 friendship, and invigorated common combat bonus gains 1 strength and admission start. Okay, cool. I would have liked to have
Hunter,
seen something.
Report to the war room. We've got a mission.
The friendship mechanic feels poorly considered.
Crazy world you woke up to, Hunter. Hydra running around causing trouble, apocalypse prophecies, the Bronx.
It is indeed, Daywalker.
And that op against Faustus. The way Captain Marvel just absorbed that bomb. Unbelievable, isn't it?
It's hot as fuck, bro. I mean, like, literally, it was like fusion heat.
Are you trying to make a point with this?
No, I mean, I just wanted to catch up.
I see.
Stop being mean to Blade.
She's something else, though, huh?
Excuse me?
Smart, quick-witted, fearless. Hell, she even glows.
And do you find all of your allies equally impressive?
Yes. No. Wait. What are you trying to say?
You are not used to expressing feelings of affection, are you?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
My apologies.
And if I did, this ain't my first rodeo, you know?
Of course it is not. Whatever a rodeo is.
Yeah. Well, now that that's settled,
She knows what a
maybe I
car
should
is.
go sharpen my stakes or something. And maybe
You
we
know
should
what a
keep
car
this,
is.
Chat to ourselves for now.
Alright, let's chill on the One Piece. Vibe out, baby. It's not the fucking swimsuit I had. I've just got a One Piece.
I needed that.
No, I needed my onesie, okay? God damn it. It's not the same thing, but still. It's actually quite a different thing. No, I'm not.
You're looking stronger.
You called for me, Captain?
Keep telling ya, Carol works too, but yeah, I did. Now that Tony's finally starting to get a handle on his gremlin problem, I've been able to put Central to good use. Got a lead on some particularly gnarly Hydra operations happening in the city, but we need to move fast if we want to intercept them in time.
Then let us get going.
My thoughts exactly. There's just one problem, though. We seem to have lost our gatekeeper, Magic.
Lost?
Well, I updated her on the mission. She said something I can only assume to be a prolific swear word in Russian and disappeared. Literally. And with no magic...
There is no passage to New York, or anywhere for that matter.
Now you see my problem.
Do not worry, Captain. I will locate and alert her of the team's needs.
There's that can-do, get-it-done, old-timey prophesied savior of humanity attitude I was hoping to see today. Still, you better hurry. Not sure how long Hydra will remain in their current position.
Then I shall make haste.
Yes, you hasten as much as you can, Hunter.
If you've come to ask me where Magic is, the answer is, I don't know. She doesn't talk to me very much anymore. She blames me for one.
Attack Essence?
I fear if she
4
doesn't let her
credits?
go, it will cost
Hey,
us
just
all.
glowing globes on the ground.
Go find her and talk some sense into her, will you?
Can I still
We
talk to
don't-
her?
Not much more I can tell you, Hunter. Though I did hear her mutter something about Wanda right before she poofed away. Maybe that helps.
Thanks, Captain. I shall find her.
I do. Okay, so that was marked for that reason. Yeah, they do reward you for talking to people a second time, which I actually really like that. There's very few games reward you for talking to people a second time. They usually give you a arbitrary sentence at best, or 2. But the fact that you're getting like more information about your mission is pretty cool. Hey guys, I really hate to do this, but I gotta go back to work. So it sucks because I can see we're 50 minutes in, and all we did was training missions and some story, which I actually really like the story in this game. I've been bitching a bunch about the friendships. This is clearly a part of the game that's meant for you to go through the friendship mechanic and you learn that shit, and that's fine. But I feel a little bit bad that all 15 minutes of this was kind of tutorial and friendship mechanic. But I'm sure as we go on, that stuff will. Now that we read all the tutorial shit about it, hopefully won't be as bad. And I'll speed through that friendship mechanic stuff, at least for the past the friendship TV stuff until we get to the meatier conversations where there actually is interesting stuff that they say, and then we'll listen to that stuff. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will be back on later tonight, probably much later tonight, to play something. Who knows? It feels like I should roll back onto Deus Ex Mankind Divided, because I've been taking too long of a break on that, and that was supposed to be the consistent one. That or Alien Isolation. So it's going to be one of those two for sure. So thank you for watching. Appreciate your time. There's some Patreon and PayPal bullshit, yada, yada, yada. Right, but the Patreon, actually, I properly noted that there's shoutouts now, so if you want your name shouted out in the video, just feel free to bounce on there. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time, excuse me, and thanks for watching. And frankly, I love you. Love you so much, and I miss you, and I don't know why you left me.